All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Jenny Oates, and you are joining in on this video to see a few reasons how essential oils help with emotions. So this is going to be a really fun, interesting discussion that we're going to have for a few minutes. And I'm really excited about it because I absolutely love this blend.
This is my favorite day ever.
I knew it. I knew he was going to bombard.
I just have to interrupt because I just got to tell you, like, the emotional thing that all goes on in all of us, and sometimes women, occasionally it happens. It's amazing. Like, I'll take passion and just walk by my beautiful wife here and just rub it on the back of her neck.
Okay.
You know, just things like that totally change stuff. So I just want to tell you, thank you for watching this, and if I can encourage you in any way, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. It's actually, when he leaves, we'll really talk about why he's excited about this. We'll talk about all the support for men and everything, because we know they've got emotional issues. So, okay, so how do essential oils help with our emotions? So this is really cool. But let's kind of start with some of the bad news. The problem that we are facing is that mood challenges and disorders are on the rise. And this is probably no surprise to you. But over the last several years, we've just seen mood and emotional disorders just skyrocket. And really for three main reasons. I'm going to give you three quick reasons. One is that we live in a society that is increasingly disconnected. We spend more and more and more time on computers and technology and convenience things, and we are increasingly disconnected in personal relationships. Yet we could have 250,000 followers on Facebook or 1,000 friends and all these social media things. So just this disconnection issue is contributing to some of these emotional and mood disorders. Digestive. So if you joined us on Tuesday, you got to hear a little bit about how the digestive system, how the refined and processed foods that we eat are not helping. They're creating a lot of times like a sludge in our intestines, which is over 20 feet. It just backs up and creates this disaster inside of our intestine. And so many people struggle with digestive issues. Why in the world am I talking about digestive issues in conjunction with emotional issues? If you joined us Tuesday, you were able to see and be a part of and see that that our gut is like a second brain. That's what scientists actually call our gut, because there are more neurotransmitters in the gut than in our brain. So those neurotransmitters are like they're villi, which is the fancy name for little fingers that absorb all the nutrients. And so if those are blocked, you and I are not getting the nutrition we need. So if we're not getting the nutrition we need, our body can't function, and our emotions, our mood, our mental health, our focus, our concentration, all that stuff is impaired. So digestion is a huge issue with emotional health and mental disorders. The last one is stress. I know none of you listening are stressed. I know none of you have stressful lifestyles. You're not running all over the place. You're not doing jobs and businesses or whatever that you do. But for those of you who might be experiencing a teeny bit of stress, it really causes some severe challenges to the brain. So the limbic system, let's talk about this for a second. The limbic system, if you kind of put your head right here, it is in the back of the brain, and the limbic system is the glands that relay and respond to emotions. It's also where our memories are stored. And so this is a super important part of our brain. It's made up of 4 different parts. It's the amygdala, the hippocampus, the hypothalamus, and the thalamus. So but kind of what we want to focus on is the hippocampus is what stores the memories, and it produces our emotions. So again, just think about right here at the back of your brain. That is where your memories and emotions are. And it works in full capacity. So it operates to its, full capacity when that part of your brain is producing new neurons every day, and when it has healthy nerve connections to assist in those memories and emotions. It has to have those new things happening in order to assist the processes of memory and emotion and mood and keeping everything balanced. But here's the problem. When we experience stress, And all of us experience stress, if we're being honest, on a daily basis. When we experience stress, the blood flow to the hippocampus changes. And as we age, as we get older in our later years, science is showing that we can actually experience up to 20% loss in those nerve connections, which drastically affects mood. It drastically affects your memory. So here's our challenge. Inside of our brain, balancing brain functions in the brain, it's done through, it's protected really through something called a blood-brain barrier, okay? So we want to keep everything balanced in the brain, but there's this blood-brain barrier that's there that really kind of goes in lockdown mode and does not, it just basically restricts passage of everything else except for a very small select group of substances. Okay? And this is really good for us because we don't want things like viruses, neurotoxins, and other things crossing that blood-brain barrier and getting inside our brain and wreaking havoc on it. So this is a really good thing. But what's so interesting and what I absolutely am fascinated by and love about essential oils is that among the few substances that can actually bypass that blood-brain barrier, there are natural fat-soluble substances that are the ones that are found in essential oils, many essential oils, not every single one, but the natural fat-soluble substances found inside of essential oils can actually pass through that blood-brain barrier and have an impact on the limbic system, so your emotions and your memory. So you can see here, if you're familiar with essential oils at all, they're basically just the chemical compounds of the plant, the aromatic part of the plant. So when you can find something that's natural, this is how it works. This is what's so cool, is the brain is actually the origin and relayer of messages that produce emotions. So when brain functions, it functions on a chemical level. I'm sure you know that. You've probably heard that. So there's all these chemical things that are happening in our brains. So when you can find a natural remedy with very strong chemical messages, so this natural thing that has a chemical message, when it can pass that blood-brain barrier, it will help balance. It'll help cleanse the processes that need assistance, like the digestive tract. Let's think about that for a second. Again, we talked about that Tuesday when we talked about our digestive tract and how essential oils can help cleanse out our second brain so that then it affects and impacts our mood. So essential oils can also pass through that, and they're this chemical messenger that can help, as I mentioned, with focus and memory. So all of these things are it's just fascinating to me how our brain works and how this specific natural solution is so impacting on mood and emotion. So for years, Nathan and I have been in the health industry for, we're probably 17 years now. And we've had experience and exposure with a lot of different natural things. But I'll tell you, one of my favorite things, it's essential oils. And this is one of the reasons, because it's very hard to find something that impacts mood and emotion like an essential oil. So let me give you 2 quick ways that you can use essential oils to impact mood. You can actually use them inhaling and applying topically, and you can also internalize, and I would only internalize certified pure therapeutic grade, and that is what doTERRA's is. But I'm going to focus in on inhaling and applying really fast because those are the most effective. So when you're inhaling, natural compounds, what they do, so if you're watching, I want you to take your hands. Some of you that have been to our Natural Solutions, kind of a basic essential oil 101 class, you've seen this and you've done this. But for those of you who haven't, put your hand here on the bridge of your nose and then your other hand on the back of your head. This is your olfactory nerve. This is kind of the olfactory bulb right here. The back of your head, as I mentioned, is the limbic system in your brain. So those natural compounds, when you inhale them, they enter your olfactory system, bypass that olfactory bulb, and they go straight to the back of the brain, to the limbic system, which is the center of your brain. You can inhale it directly. You can inhale it from the bottle. You can put a couple drops in your cupped hands, rub it together, and smell that in. Or you can use a diffuser, which a diffuser is just dispersing into the air the small little components of the essential oil. This is the fastest way to get essential oils into your body, and this has a huge effect on mood. because as I mentioned, it alters the chemical messages being relayed within the limbic system. So this is why I absolutely love the aromatic use of essential oils. If I'm having a stressed day, if I'm feeling frustrated, if I've got all these emotions going, I go straight to the essential oil box. And it's not because I believe it's like voodoo or magic. It really works. If you try it, you will feel the shift because there is something chemically. Remember, it's a chemical messenger, and it's one of the only very few substances that can cross that blood-brain barrier to actually chemically do something in the limbic system and relay a message to your mood and your emotions and your memories. So the second way is topically. You want to get the essential oils as close to the limbic system as possible, and then apply it where basically you're trying to apply it where it'll bypass the blood-brain barrier faster. And so the best place to do that is you kind of just lift up your hair. You'll feel at the base of your skull on both sides of your neck. So you kind of have like a pretty big indention at the base of your skull in the middle, but kind of to the side there, you'll feel two more little indentions at the base of your skull. Those are called, the fancy name is the suboccipital triangle is what that is. So if you find that spot, just take your essential oils and rub it right there. And when pure essential oils are applied there, they can enter the circulatory system of the brain prior to entering the circulatory system of the body. So it's kind of like you're beating the system literally here. Before it goes throughout the whole body, you're allowing it to enter the circulatory system of your brain. Also, right here underneath your ears, you'll feel these little bones. These are called your mastoid bones. You can apply it right there across the forehead. You can do it directly under your nose. And you also can put it on your thumb and apply directly to the roof of your mouth. Like just press it into the top of your mouth. This is how those other ways are direct access to the limbic system. So all the ways I just told you to apply topically are the ways to get it as close to the limbic system as possible. So you can apply to the wrist, the heart, all these other places, but the closer to the limbic system you get, the better. However, it still works in the other places. We're just trying to I want you to actually test it and see how quick it is, and it's phenomenal. Okay, so last thing here, I want to show you something that I love. Okay, so we actually have an entire line, our emotional aromatherapy line. This is our touch line, and our touch line just means that it's in these really handy bottles, already diluted for you. It's all blended up. You can just take the lid off. It has a little roller ball on top, and it's just super easy. So no worrying about spilling or anything like that. So a couple things I want to show you with this. There's 6 of these. I know that our buy one, get one offer today is featuring 2. I want to show you really fast how cool this line is. So Motivate, really quickly. Taking Motivate, which is our encouraging blend. Taking Motivate and apply it to the temples, just like this, to really set your focus for the day. Okay, this is a very specific blend to help with encouragement and motivation. And cheer. If you can, you've probably heard a cheerful heart is good medicine. You can apply this right over your heart. Rub that in, and you can, as you do that, just kind of sit in it, think, meditate, take a moment to just reflect. And passion, our one that we're featuring today, is take this to your wrist or the base of your skull. I love to do it on my wrist. I love to do this right at the base of my skull, right where those bones are, or right under my ears to spark creativity, clarity, and wonder. So this, you will absolutely love passion. Forgive. Forgive is our renewing blend, and this is to help forgive yourself and others. Rub this over your heart. Again, a great place to apply that. Rubbing this at the base of the neck, right underneath the ears. Forgive yourself and others. This is the one Nathan needs, man. I'm telling you. Actually, I might need it for him bombarding my video here. Console. Sometimes we just feel the weight of the world on our shoulders, don't we? So take Console, and you can apply it actually right into your shoulders, right where those joints are. Again, a great place, base of the neck. But apply it to your shoulders to take the weight of the world off of your shoulders. And lastly, peace. Take peace and have peace and assuring mind by rubbing this great ways into your temples. I love this one. This is one of my favorites with my kids, with myself. This is our reassuring blend. So that is our emotional aromatherapy line. Again, we are featuring a couple of these today that they're just some of my favorites. So grab up this buy one, get one deal today. And hopefully this gave you a little bit more information on how essential oils can really help our emotions. All right, guys, have a great day.